The battle royale to decide the fate of Mars has finally begun. And yeah, it's amazing. If you're lost in the sauce, go check out my Weatherman full series playlist, then come back and watch this video. Now, let's get into it, because we start off with death. On a small town in Venus, we see a ship pull up hovering over this small town. Inside this ship was Jenner holding the new strain of the virus, and he simply just dropped it, saying to himself, I bring you the gift of death. While this was going on, back on Mars, at the home, or rather the former home, of Nathan Bright, we see it has been totally vandalized. I'm guessing people finding out his true identity made them destroy his home. But right now, it wasn't just vandalized, it was under surveillance. Right across from it though, someone was trying to gain access. It was Garrett's second in command. He took 2 shots and put those 2 guards down, and he finally stepped in. You see, he was looking for something. This was a mission. He had a job to complete, and thankfully, he was good at his job. He was swift, and he found what he was looking for. Because right now, Venus was dying. I mean, it was literally dying. Everyone has become zombified. And with the news running these stories, the citizens of Mars lost their patience. They didn't want to die. And because of this, they only saw one person to blame. They blamed the president herself. The riots had become so great, shit was about to go crazy. You see, because at that exact moment, a coup was about to happen, led by the most trusted person the president thought was on her side. Back with Amanda and her crew, they were trying to figure out that if they have used the virus on Venus, how do they expect to get it to Mars? And White was the one to figure it out. White was doing her own research and nobody was paying attention, so she had to throw a literal cup of coffee at someone's head just to inform them that, yeah, they are going to use a portal directly into the heart of Mars. The creator of that exact same mode of travel was also on the side of Jenner. As soon as her job was complete, they all assembled on the roof of the factory, and she informed him that, yeah, everything is prepared, giving him the trigger to open the portal itself. All they had to do was wait for it to charge up before they open it. And with that, Jenner accepted, promising to keep her family safe on a spaceship while the rest of the universe dies. She was thankful, and she accepted death. Right there, right then. Blowing up her head was easy, and Ian Black watched this happen without remorse. He was a broken man. This was a broken world. Back on Earth though, the riots had reached a tipping point, and the gates of the White House were broken into, and so did the coup happening right inside. They let some shots off. It was an all-out shootout in the middle of the White House. Now that Amanda and her forces knew where to go, it was very easy to track down the energy signature. But before she moved, she made sure to inform the president, who picked up the phone and let her know, yeah, you on your own, baby girl. I'm not the president anymore. I will try and buy you some time by keeping these folks busy, but make sure you settle this once and for all. And honestly, she planned to. Using Nathan Bright's tie as a badge of honor, she stepped out with her crew. Waiting for them on this desolated planet was the right-hand man of Garrett, who was now the head of the whole organization with Garrett dead. The mission he went to earlier was for her. Now it was complete. He was going to turn up with his new girlfriend. While Amanda and her crew faced their doom, face to face with the people who needed their shit kicked in above all else. And it was going to be amazing. But the president wasn't going down without a fight. She addressed the nation, informing them of her plan, that there were 3 people on site trying to stop this from happening, encouraging the world to put these 3 people in their prayers, because right now they needed it. They not only had to fight 3 skilled combatants, but a gigantic horde of zombies fast approaching. As soon as these 3 got to the base, they looked up and they saw their ops ready for action. Without thinking, she brought out her rocket launcher and took the gate down. 3 of them split up because each of them had someone to fight, and they were going to go crazy with them. Trust me. Metal Molly drew first blood with the grenade, launching White into the wall, unleashing chemicals that were flammable on the ground, but she was foolish enough to step into it. And White, well, she had a lightsaber. She lit Molly on fire. Was this going to stop her? No. It simply just burnt off the flesh she had on her freaking cybernetics. This was certain death for White now. Amanda, however, hasn't found her dance partner yet. She found a lab filled with tech she didn't understand. But before she could use them, she heard a boom. Running outside, she saw a wall about to collapse. Calling to Marshall, he got out of the way, and we see the person who brought down that wall, Jenner himself. And with that, Marshall had his dance partner, and so did Amanda, because Ian was there, and Ian wanted blood. Back with White and Molly though, they were going at it heavy. White was on the offensive because she didn't have no guns. Molly did. Matter of fact, Molly had a blowtorch in her mouth, trying to return the favor and roast White alive. But with every opportunity, White found a way to strike. But Molly was quick, so White took out the beams right above her head, causing them to crash right on top of Molly, using this as a cover to run away. But Molly was never going to give up that easy. She planned to strike White down. Marshall, however, was about to rage. He had his glowing katana, and he struck because Jenner deserved to die. Amanda, however, did not, but Ian didn't care. This was Special Forces Ian. He had his training. Amanda was good, but he was better. With one kick, he not only pushed her down, he took her weapon and planned to strike her right there and then. But I think because of this, Amanda realized that, yeah, I was planning not to fight you, but you deserve this ass whooping. Back with Molly though, she had tracked White down because of her glowing katana, but she failed to comprehend that this was a trap. White led her into a magnetic chamber because she was 90% metal. She tried to run away, but the door slammed, cutting her in almost half. The magnet did the rest of the work, pulling apart every single inch of metal in her body. White watched this happen. She thought she went too far, but Metal Molly simply blew her a kiss. Remember, she was part of a death cult. They wanted to die. And this reminded White, yeah, you deserve that shit. She had won her battle, but Marshall was losing his. Jenner was just too skilled. So Marshall decided to use his tricks. Looking right above his head, he saw the perfect angle, and while underneath Jenner himself, he shot an amazing trick shot that brought the roof directly on top of Jenner's head. This would take down a normal man, but Jenner was not a normal man. He simply picked up Marshall and said, "No more tricks, give me your arm." He ripped the arm from Marshall's body, equipping a blade and stabbing him directly in his guts. This is mercy, a quick death, giving Marshall the picture of his family to see one last time, because now the core was charged up. All Ian had to do was pull the trigger and the world ends. And all Marshall could do was look at his family one last time before letting go. The man, the warrior, Marshall himself, was gone. Thank you for watching till the end. Please come back for the next video because that will be the last.